Well, we'll see if anybody's up. Good morning, Janice. How you been doing? You put on bullshit. I thought you done run off and left us. Hadn't seen you in a few days. Must have been. They're 4 new guys. And, well, are you getting anything done if you're busy? Wow. Hey, Steve, you back home now, buddy? Yeah, I need to get on the schedule again. I've had so much going on too. Good. I hope you had a good trip, Steve. I know it. Reason you went wasn't good, but that's funny how the jet lag works, isn't it? But I've been so spastic about getting on here. I've had all kind of appointments and stuff, and I heck, I couldn't plan nothing. Yeah, I imagine those desert around your house looked pretty good to you when you got in the other day, or whenever you got in. But that puppy was glad to see you. Last time I went down there in your country, I think it was a 21-hour flight. Oh, okay. Was your puppy glad to see you, Steve? Mm, I bet he is. He think y'all done deserted him. How far is Sydney from you, Janice? No, that's not all that bad then. Well, it's fun going, but it's always good to get home. What do you mean he was kind of shocked? Explain that one to me, Steve. I bet you were. It's funny. I can take a trip and run all over the place, but when oh, okay, but when I cross that border coming back into Texas, I just go to breathing easier. That was a good while, and you spent some time in the U.S. in it, didn't you? How come? You got your days and nights mixed up, Steve? Hey, Van City, how you doing? Mm, good little trip. If everything works out like it's planned, and I get to go to that Iron Mountain Mellows little meetup. I'm gonna stay gone about a month, I imagine. Oh, okay. Fan City Adventures, what have you been up to? Hey, you need to come out west. Come on back over here and come out west for a while. Yeah, I'm planning on it, getting everything ready to go. I got some stuff between now and then. But everything pans out. Well, I took the trip on the motorcycle out to Big Bend and got when we had all them high winds. I turned around and came home. So I'll probably do that on the way, either on the way out or the way back. And then while I'm out there, I'm gonna do a little scouting on thinking about going out there and hunting one this coming year on the deer and stuff. So while I'm there, well, I may do a little running around and see what I can, if I think it's worthwhile, me going back out there. Oh, I will. I'm gonna try to make myself slow down on this trip and start to take it easy. And boy, I feel sorry for him for that little palooza shindig. This weather here has been terrible for the last 2 or 3 days as far as camping. It's been raining. Now you ain't seen anything in Texas, then, Janice. I'll do it, Steve. I get your phone number and everything before I leave headed out that way. Yeah, it's a little bit. It's a different attitude, isn't it, Steve? You get a well, the big cities are not that much, but the rest of it, you get to Dallas and Houston and Austin. That's a different world. Yeah, it's that's sort of the way of life down here. The kind of business I was in, well, I met a lot of folks. My ex-wife used to get mad at me. It wouldn't make any difference where we go. We wouldn't be there too long without run across somebody I knew. She'd get mad. And, damn, can we find any place that you don't know somebody? Yeah, I think that's that way everywhere. I bet you did. They'd mess with you just to listen to you talk, Janet. When I was down there, I'd have people messing with me just to get me to talk. But you talking about going to Georgia and, and you can go to work, Steve. That should have stirred them up. But we were talking about though. Bill was talking about Texas slow talking. I think the worst place I've ever been for Georgia and Alabama. I bet that would have been some big ears. Hello, Cookie. The man with the plan. Damn, I'm gonna have to turn the air conditioner on. I can hear this now. Somebody telling Janice, "Damn, what big ears you have." Boy, it's 70, 74 here. Be right back. I got to turn the AC on. I'm getting hot. You gonna go bust a cap? Yeah, I think that cold front supposed to be down here Monday. I think. Hello, Lorraine. Yeah, it's supposed to get pretty nippy here. I think it's supposed to be below freezing a couple times, didn't it? Or a couple nights. Hmm. I hate to see that start. Nobody but you, Janet. Took them kids of mine one time, which was Disney World in Florida. Think Lucas gonna keep you busy? Good looking little old girl. Yeah, and one deal is enough for me. You don't think they're funny? I've got a well, I guess they're cousins of mine. So, and they'd go to Disney every year. That little boy there knew half the people down there. And well, they inherited some land and built a nice fancy house. Only last time I talked to them, I said, "Well, when y'all leave to go to Disney?" He said, "Oh Lord, since we bought this damn house, we can't afford it." I thought to myself, "Now that's just about right. You don't own a house; the house owns you." Well, I see they found that shooter dead. I'm not supposed to talk about that on here. Hello, Jay. Good morning to you. Yeah. You know, Disney, when I think that was his name, the guy that owned that thing, that come up with Disney. After he died, that whole thing changed up. Oh, you're getting wound up in that stuff, aren't you, Ryan? Yeah, you knew what we were talking about, didn't you, Janet? No problem. I just a smart ass remark, Janet. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was talking about. After Walt died, uh, Disney changed up a lot. He was a genius at setting that stuff up. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they need to go back to. We'd be better off. I did until just the last few years. Disney got off that field pretty bad. Yep, make me think about. Yeah, me and you too, James. Okay, Steve. There's a lot of difference. And that cello coming out of the Mickey Mouse Club, and what's that little gal's name? It's a hard rock singer. I can't think of her name right now. She came out of the same deal. A lot of difference. I still enjoy the Western. I get on. I've got on a kick here lately, and they took a bunch of them off. But the audio books were Louis L'Amour and that kind of Johnston. I've been listening to those things, but I think they got some strikes on them for reading those books when they didn't have it on paper. Whole different world. You'd be surprised how true that is, Janet. What they said, you could take two people that weren't trained in firearms, put them in a 10 by 10 room, they could both empty the pistols and probably never touch each other. And I guess I'm not politically correct because these new movies coming out, the critics like it. It drives me nuts. If they claim it's not worth a darn, well, usually I like the movie. Oh yeah, that was stupid. It's not the first time that's happened. He can't stay out of trouble. I'd like to have one of those six shooters they've got, a 6 shot pistol that shoot 27 times. I get off into some of the old history and reading about the Texas Rangers, and they get ready to go into a battle with the Indians, the Comanches, and they'd take, they might have five, six, seven pistols on them, have two on the saddle, and just pistols hung all over them because that black powder took too long to unload. Yeah, it took a while to get them cylinders loaded on them guns. So they just carried a bunch of guns. You ever watch how they made the old cartoon? That's pretty interesting. That is neat, James. That's one of my pet peeves right there. You you go in and my my grandfather was a preacher, and he was a working preacher. Sometimes he held a job to keep the church open, and the these churches, million, $2, $3 million churches. Lord, how much good could they do with that money? They got to be big and fancy. Hmm, damn. I believe Lucas is going to keep Steve busy today. Yeah, I do too. A lot of the Lewis Lamore books, he did a lot of background checking on that. This stuff is pretty factual. Everybody's talking about Thanksgiving coming up. I might find some place. I've done got hungry for some dressing, some good dressing. Mm, see if I can pig out on that. I had read the book about Charles Goodnight, and in fact read a couple books on it. But when that Lonesome Dove come out, that was pretty damn close to what the books were. Well, doesn't Canada, they call it something else, not Thanksgiving, but a week before, a week after our Thanksgiving, no, doesn't Canada celebrate some kind of holiday? You know, people crazy back in them days are just a different world. Okay. Well, I didn't realize that. I was reading a book here a while back that the story of a little old gal that lived like Boston or one of the bigger towns, and back in them early days, she got in on that mail order bride business, and it just tells the story of her life. You had to have some guts to get up and move someplace out west where there wasn't any women and people you didn't know. And that was a big deal for a long time. I got a chance to meet Robert Duvall one time, just for a minute, and he a little bitty guy. Surprised me. But boy, he's a hell of an actor. The older he gets, the better he gets. I get tickled at some of these people that write these books. So I was reading one other day, and this guy was in El Paso, and he had to go to San Antonio. Of course, that's 500 miles probably. And was talking about he was going to leave the next day. He figured he'd be in San Antonio by midnight. Had no idea how far it was. And he talking about on a horse. I was laughing. He did a good job, Janet. James, what are you going to be in this deal? You going to be the cook or the bottle washer or what? Hey, how you doing, Lance? You going to be a cook. Okay. Now, we know you're a cook now, so we know who to come to out there at Iron Mountain then, don't we? You like to cook, James? It's funny. I was married most of my life until my wife passed away here 7, 8 years ago. And I've had to learn to cook. And it's not my favorite thing. I cook enough to stay alive, not because I enjoy it. I'm a little better about it than I used to be. Okay. I'll remember that. Tell you what, you can't hardly go wrong with potato soup. I'm gonna try to get time to make some jerky before I go out there. Oh wow. That's the way to do it. I'm learning that. Go ahead and put it in the freezer. Hello, Carol. How you doing, lady? Only trouble with me, Janice, on that spaghetti, I'll get to eating it. I'll eat it 3 or 4 meals in a row. That don't bother me a bit. I really like it. Mmm, you're making me hungry. Lord, when I got married the first time, my ex got on a lasagna kick. I think that's, oh, I'm doing fine, girl. Are you doing okay? But Lord, she made lasagna, so I got where I didn't even care for it anymore. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're getting around all right, Carol. Hello, Miss Ava. How you and Mr. Doug doing? Yeah, I found out one thing. Rocky don't like the rain. I tried to take him out, and he could go stick his nose out the door and turn around and come back in. I thought he was gonna blow up before he ever went to feed. Mm. Yeah, we can looking forward to that in a couple of days, Ava. I hate California, but that's one thing they do have in good weather. It's pretty nippy for y'all too. Somebody wants to come up, come on. Yeah, it's pretty up there, but and they got some. Back when I was pulling RVs, I got my fill of California. But I don't know what you're talking about, Carol. Ooh, we're supposed to get down in at 20. I think like 29 or something like that. You haven't really started warming up that much, have you, Janet? Oh, okay. Well, man, he's imagine he's on the road going down to that Lollapalooza, Carol. That thing was supposed to have started yesterday, and I know he was going to try to come down to it. Oh, well, that'll be nice. Good morning, Miss Barry Dust. Yeah, I sure want to make that thing this year, but some medical issues come up that sort of knocked me out of it. Mm. Well, is that about normal weather for you this time of the year, Janet? Or is that a little cooler than normal? There you go. Can't never go wrong with coffee. It's funny here in Texas. Normally Christmas Day and Easter are both pretty days. It might be bad the day before and after. I just have to sit on my hands to keep from scrambling for eggs, but I know I don't want to be hurt before I hurt. And things just do not like my stomach. Yeah, we got a couple hours on you, compared to oatmeal with peanut butter. Mm. Never tried that. My only trouble with peanut butter is I need a littler jar because I just don't eat enough of it. That's like jelly. You sit there and go bad. That sounds good, very good. That's the reason I do live. Did you get the crunchy kind or the smooth kind, Carol? Yeah, it sure as hell is, Janet. Mm, I got to get the crunchy kind. Yeah, we're on the same page there, Steve. Mm, That's something next time I go to the grocery store I need to buy. Oh, Lord. Let's sit on my hand. I thought they were going to kill that thing. I sure wish they would get that on one time. Just do like Arizona does. Isn't there another state that does the same thing that doesn't do the time deal like Arizona? Mm, Indiana? Okay. Hello, Bill. How you doing this morning? Well, I think they're smart, Janet. back when I was pulling them RVs, I used to hate that one, that damn time train. Man, it messed your logbook up. Be going across the U.S. and hit Arizona. Well, if you got your first cup of coffee down, Phil. Hmm. There was some, I think it was Indiana, that time deal went right straight down the center of the street in a town. And one side of the street was on daylight savings, and the other was an hour different. Yeah, yeah, I done had 3 cups. Thinking about going back and getting another one. I got to get busy here in a little bit. All right, you have a good day, Ava. Hmm. Y'all sure mess some coffee up. It just need to be plain coffee, coffee. Starbucks would go broke if they had to depend on me buying coffee. Yeah, me and you will be about alike. I'll put some sugar in it once in a while, that kind of stuff. But I still want to take like coffee. Ross. Mm, you got me on that one, very good. One of the worst chewing out I ever got was over cleaning a big coffee pot when I was in the service. Whew. Found out you did not do that. Yeah, I don't even know what color. Never heard of it, Phil. Did you get any video with Lucas and the Zoomies, Steve? When it stopped raining, boy, Rocky's been getting the Zoomies. I used to, my brother lived in Phoenix. He had a lot of lung problems. In fact, he passed away out there. But I used to flew into Phoenix, got off the plane, ran into a guy I went to high school with. Come to find out, he was the top dog at that airport in Phoenix. I'm sure he's not now, but it's funny where you run into folks. I like you had a long, good life, Steve. That'd be a neat way to do it, Janet. If I ever go back to Alaska, I'd like to take that train they've got. Yeah. Well, you can have it. I'm tired of it. You know, they got Amtrak here in Texas, but I don't know. It don't go over real big here. I've been up there 3 or 4 times, Bill. If I ever go back, well, I'll fly up and rent a motor home or something after I get up there. I've been up there 3 or 4 times and driven up 3 times, I guess. And I guarantee you can fly up there cheaper than you can drive up. The wildest trip I ever made to Alaska, Bill, was delivering RVs. And in the summertime, they put them RVs, ship them on a ferry and ship them up there. Well, in the wintertime, they all froze up. And there were 14 of us left on February the 14th and drove from uh, Seattle to Anchorage. Now, that was a hell of a trip. Might be like my grandmother, Steve. She died when she was like 2 weeks hitting 100, and she was mad. Yeah, up the Alaskan Highway, we saw 50 below. We cranked them trucks in Seattle, and they never got killed again until went to Anchorage and came back to Seattle. But if you ever kill one, you never would start it. Only place in Canada I'd like to go back to is I'd like to go back to Northwest Territories. Spend some time there. That was pretty nice. Yeah, I've been looking at some of these mid-sized trucks. The price is dropping on them. I know the Toyota and Nissan and uh, are building a mid-sized truck now that 25 grand. I looked at that Nissan Frontier the other day, and that thing got like a 6,700 pound tow rate. You'd be wanting a solar panel for that electric blanket. Yeah, I like the looks of that little Nissan. Not a little one. It's a mid-sized pickup. Steve, I would love to have my old '86 Jeep Grand Cherokee back again. Yeah, I don't like cold weather either. Cool at night and warm in the daytime. That's perfect. The YJ. Oh, the old Wagoneer. Yeah, I don't even remember what they call this thing. I wish I had both of them. I had that Grand Wagoneer, and then I had one of those pickups. These new vehicles now, it's one thing I'll say. Gas engine, used to 100,000 miles or a lot of miles on one. Now, two or 300,000 on a vehicle is not anything unusual. 4 liter. That Jeep I still got is a YJ, and but like I say, I don't remember what that Wagoneer was. I can't even remember the name of that pickup, but it was just like a Grand Wagoneer, but it was pickup. The Jeep I got now, I think they just made 1 or 2 years had the square headlight. The one I've got now has got the 35s on it, the lift kit on it, and the good bumpers and stuff on it, but nothing else been done to it. And the tough old motor. That Grand Wagoneer I had a 360 V8 in it. That was a pretty tough motor. That was my favorite vehicle of all the vehicles I ever owned. Yeah, I don't know if he still got it or not, Phil. built up Jeep. That's sort of like that one that Steve's got, that rock climber. I tell you something that surprised me. All these later model Jeeps, every one of them's a damn automatic. I still like them old gears. Hey, you had the Cherokees, and then you had the Grand Wagoneer, and then the Cherokee. I'll tell you one thing: you can take a damn Grand Wagoneer and cook that quadra track in. It run off and leave most four-wheel drive. That Grand Wagoneer I had didn't get real good gas mileage, but it wasn't terrible either. You get about 15. Hmm. Well, folks, I've been on here about an hour and a half. I guess I better get off this thing, go do something. Got all kind of junk to get done. I appreciate y'all all coming in. I enjoyed the chat, and I hope all y'all have a great, great day. All right. Lead good, Janet.